Hello, and welcome back to Blunders. We are hot off the presses of our final Hollow Knight stream, and we modeled not a very good Weaver song. But that's alright, we gave it a good effort. Today, I got real inspired. Well, I should say it last night I got really inspired, and we're gonna go for something a little ambitious today. I'm gonna try and make some caves with a little bit of opal inside of them. So it's going to be a full interior shot, hopefully, and hoping it'll work pretty well. So let's throw some music on and let's get into it. All right, so I have a reference image for some opal here. Opal is crazy looking. In no way am I going to do it fully justice. I think if I wanted to do opal correctly, I'd have to make vertex groups and do a lot of weird displacing and stuff, and it's just not in the cards, honestly. So we're gonna do our absolute best, but that's it, really. So, opal. What is opal? It is 100% an icosphere. And we're gonna make this very, very detailed. We're gonna be sculpting pretty much everything. So let's not be shy with our vertexes. I want to make this a very specific weird shape. And we're going to use a lot of skews here. I'm basically going to try and flatten the back of this thing. All right, that looks a little bit more egg-like. Do a little bit more in sculpt mode. So let's actually just do sculpt mode now. We're going in guns blazing today. There is so much I want to do with this scene. Assuming that we have enough time, I even want to try and animate it. So we're going hard. Okay, we're gonna get it just looking a little bit mushy and deformed. Opal is never like perfectly round unless you tumble it. So we're just trying to get it looking like something. I've learned since last stream that using shift smooth is not the best operation here. Wow, look at that. That's kind of exactly the shape I want. That looked pretty good. It's like a weird egg, right? That's exactly what we want. Just a weird looking egg. I'm gonna bring the top up a little bit. Whoa, what on earth happened there? Okay, now we'll just smooth that out. Give it a little bit of a spike on top. And we're going. Look at that. No need to remesh, no need to really do anything. This thing looks great. I probably should not have used symmetry for this thing, so let's actually turn off some symmetry and we'll poke some weird holes in here real quick. We'll do a little bit of this. Really light stuff. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. We are hopefully gonna make a full scene here in about an hour and a half. That's usually our goal around these parts. But, you know, time can be your biggest enemy when it comes to this sort of stuff. So, you know, you got to work within that challenge. Perfect. Okay, so that's just a nice little chunk of opal. Next up, let's make the base of the opal, because this is going to be lodged in a little bit of a stone. Oh, that's not the sphere I wanted. I want an icosphere. And we're going to do 5 subsets, because this one's going to be a little bit rougher. And we're going to do the exact same thing as the first time. So we're going to widen it out, smush it down. There is going to be transparency, so I do have to be careful not to let things go through. And we'll start sculpting. I think given how few subsections there are, the sculpt might be a little rough around the edges, but we're going to do displacement modifiers anyway, so I'm thinking no problem, right? So let's go for it. I probably, looking at my reference material, I want it to be fairly spiky. So let's grab, where are they? Clay strips? Clay thumb. Where's my clay strips at? Clay strips, there you are. So let's just dig right into here. We're going to smooth all this out. It's going to make sense here in just a second. Leave that top little ridge right there. Oh, that actually looks so good. Maybe I won't smooth it out. That actually looks super good. Do some close edits to get it looking a little bit more criggly-craggly. This is going to be the fastest render I've done so far. Just had to eat like a whole chocolate pie before I started. Got me all that energy. I'm going to crash in an hour from now, whatever. All right. So yeah, I mean, there's very like low poly elements here. Maybe we'll remesh it, but I don't think we need to worry about that. I kind of like it being a little junky. It hasn't been said, but this is sort of going to be like a collectible item in a video game. It isn't literally, but that's the idea. So if it's a little low poly, who cares? It'll get the point across. All right. Just slowly working over this thing. Look at that. Wow. So the order, nope, that's too far. The order of operations for today's sketch is we're going to do this opal. It's the centerpiece. If everything else fails, we want to at least have this. We're going to make a couple little floating pieces around it. And then we're going to make the cave. And dare I say, I think the cave might be easier than I've thought, but I'd love to be proven wrong. But we're just going. A little too much there. I think we're a little too zoomed out. Let's keep it close. I think once we shade this smooth, this should actually look pretty solid. All right. There we go. Everything is nice and rocky. Let's make sure that our... Oh, that looks so good. Just there. That looks so good. Man. Cool. Let's grab you. Let's shade you smooth. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, it's absolutely perfect. I could remesh it, get rid of some of these little edges. And I say it and I will do it. So let's just give it a really simple remesh. We'll say 600's good. Come on. And we'll apply it. do I want to do this? Just little bits and bobs. Little tiny smooth sections. We're not going to worry too much. Being a little bit random. When we shade smooth again, it'll fix most of these issues. But just being OCD, as per the norm. There we go. Let's shade it smooth again. Boom. Now it's not so harsh on those little bits. We'll displace it, so a lot of that will be sort of hard to see anyway. And I can select this guy, shade him smooth. Look at that. Looking at both of these objectively, I want to turn them around. Okay, not what I wanted. I should probably be doing this with the rotation. We'll put it like right there. In fact, I'll tilt it to, there we go. Kind of looks like a weird little strawberry. All right, let's just do some quick little bits. UV sphere, I hit it again. I meant icosphere. Division 6. We'll move you on up. And we'll make a few of them. There we go, just like that. Make sure that these two guys aren't selectable. I'm gonna call you Opal Main. And I'm gonna call you Opal Base. And we'll call you Small 1, Small 2, Small 3. There we go. And you guys are not selectable. I don't even want to look at you. We'll go for it. So same thing as before. We're just going to dig into these guys. But I'm a little less concerned with these. We just really want to get them going. Okay, they're kind of freaking out a little bit. We're just trying to make some weird, funky shapes out of this. That might be good enough. Yeah, just a weird little like half moon looking thing. Should be using the actual smoother and not the shift smoother. Got to keep that in mind. I would prefer if it was a little bit more round. That's a decent shape. We'll keep that one. All right, blob number 2, let's go. Raise our strength and get going in here. Do I have to select them? Oh, that's weird. In the past, I've been able to sculpt the unselected ones, but not the case today. Not sure why. For anybody who is, you know, new or unaware or whatever, I am very much a noob. I've been doing this for 2 months now, and I've been taking it seriously since Halloween. So, if I'm making crazy big mistakes, let me know. I'm not going to know unless I'm told. On my off days, I try to look up tutorials and push myself, but there's just so much to learn. I mean, you can never keep track of everything. There we go. We'll call that it. This one's really like a coin almost. Can lower that strength a little bit, just sort of get them going. There we go. And we'll move on to you. You'll be the biggest of the three of them, and I want to keep you more on the circular side. So let's dig one side. Actually, let me use crease. Crease will be interesting. Oh. I goofed it. Let me remesh you. There we go. So we'll crease a little bit, crease a little bit, crease a little bit. We'll blow up one side. Just blow up a couple of these sides. And then we'll average. It needs a little funkiness to it. What are we going to do? Put a little divot in here. See what that does for us. Maybe we'll bring the crease over on this side a little bit more. That could work. I don't want this here. There we go. Perfect. Let's grab you. Let's scale you down. We'll bring these guys back in, and then we'll resize everything. Looks like a bean. Cool. So you got to be about this size. You're going to be just a little bit smaller. Right about there should do, and I'll start your rotation right here. That looks good. And you need to be perfect. There we go, little chunks of opal sort of hovering here. I'd make a bunch of little small ones if I was feeling more ambitious, but we don't have time. Oh man, this is gonna come together, I'm hoping. Shade all these guys smooth. Oh, here's to hoping, at the very least. Looks good to me. Cool. So let's make a new collection, and this is going to be our cave. We're going to add a big old giant icosphere. This time it will be an icosphere. I'm very partial to the 50-30 split. Could be a bad habit, who knows? Okay. Let's edit this bad boy. We probably want it quite a bit bigger. And I think we want to squash it a little bit. And then we're going to shear it. I keep saying shear. I don't think this is actually shear, but it gets the job done. How are we looking inside here? Let me in. All right. I could probably move this forward just a bit. How bad can I get it? Wow, you can actually go pretty far. Oh, wow. Okay, let's grab the camera and actually move the camera back a little bit. Nope, 10 is the limit. We're gonna grab... I think I kind of botched it a little bit. Let me fix that. We want to grab just the sphere. And I will go ahead and just make this thing a little bit wider. And we really want to move it up. Okay. So if I use my wireframe here, camera's right about there. Let's grab some faces. One higher. We're gonna flatten. Where is it? Flatten. Oh, that's not what I wanted. What am I missing? I thought for sure that was the operation I wanted. Smooth, right? Okay, different idea. Let's do this again. Let's grab just these bottom faces. And we're going to move them up, but we're going to turn on proportional editing and see what that does. There we go. Right? 22. Let's do a little bit more. 24. Yeah, that works. Okay, that's a cave. Man, this is going to be very strange. Let's grab our camera in object mode. And we're going to make this thing quite a bit wider. I'm going to bring it up. We'll bring it back a little bit more, as close to this wall as I can really get. It's definitely the idea. So 13 it is. And we'll tilt you down. 70 is looking like the perfect little angle here. Man, I like really even want it bigger than this. Let's cut a little hole in this. Let's go crazy, right? Yeah, I don't see a problem here. We're gonna go ahead and pull this guy back. Or better yet, let's just delete it. We'll just delete the face. Faces. There we go. And we'll grab our camera in object mode. And we'll push them. So as long as the camera isn't seeing outside of here, we're going to let a little bit of light in. And that might be good for our scene anyway. Not what I wanted to do. Not what I'm trying to do. So like right there. So if we look Okay, so the camera got moved. Let's go to 35. We'll drop this bad boy down a little bit. And we'll raise our angle on up. Yeah, that'll work. Kind of a weird cheat, but it'll do. And for the sake of my own sanity, I will just even that out. In fact, I could probably even go further. .1. There we go. Doing sort of a weird, like sitcom stage here. I'm sure people that model interior scenes are used to this, but this is very strange to me. Cool. We're going to sculpt this. Start by remeshing it. Hey, but I didn't want that. Suppose I can just make a little divot here for it. All right, we'll remesh it again, and I think our remesh size is actually in challenge. There we go. So realistically, nothing here should matter too much. We want to stick to camera, and we really want to just edit these camera sequences here. So let's do that. I'm going to make a little base. Oh, it's reversed while you're inside. That's cool. We're going to put a little body of water here that the opal is going to sit on top of. Water will come over here. Make that look very expansive. And then we're gonna punch some holes in this thing. I'm gonna push real far over there using a much smaller brush. Let's just go in here. Let's just get it done. Oh, this is going to be a real hassle, isn't it? Okay, so we just want to keep going here. Come on. Just making a little area to sort of escape a tunnel, if you will. I think that's how normal people refer to these sorts of structures, is tunnels. And I'm only concerned with what we can see on the camera for now. So we're just going to keep going. This works for me. How deep out is that? Just keep it going. Okay, we're gonna cut holes sort of as we go. I wonder if I could cut a hole right now. How would I do that? If I want to cut a hole... Oh, this is nice. Scrapes Peaks could do some work for us. get these guys more, like, solid, right? There we go. We're kind of guessing at what that's going to look like on the inside, but it is what it is, man. All right, I really need to cut a hole in this thing. How are we going to cut a hole? Can I do it in sculpt mode, or do I have to leave sculpt mode? It's looking like I gotta leave. It's kind of a shame. So let's punch some holes in this thing. We'll just grab some stuff. All right, all of you, you're gone. Do some random sort of cuts up and around here. We just want to let some light in. Big old cut on the top here. Assuming that sculpt mode doesn't just like reorganize all this sort of stuff, we could sculpt this and make it more of ours too. Let's do a lower angle just so we can get some bottom lighting in here. Anything showing? No. Look at that. Look at that. So I'm going to come in here and texture this a little bit more with the scrape clay. But let's just check what this does first. So if I remesh it, whoa! What on earth? I mean, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen, but it's very bad. Okay, I'm going to take the averager. We're going to average out some of these guys real quick. Very high strength. Wow, I did not expect that. We kind of botched it. We can't remesh this thing anymore, can we? We can't. How are you supposed to make holes? I've made holes on sculpts before, so let's take a reset. What are we working with? Okay, we're back here. We're in sculpt. The heck is this? It's actually kind of a cool way to make like crazy looking walls. We'll get back to that. What? What is this? strange. Very strange tools we have here. Remeshing just goes over them, though. It doesn't help. Not what we want. Man, this is... There must be an option to cut this thing. In fact, I bet it's up here somewhere. Let's see. Very weird. I guess we'll make the scene that we want, and then we'll be extremely careful to just do it the right way. Anyway, moving on from that, let's do the multi-plane scrape. That was a cool little tool that did some interesting things for us. So I'm just scraping up some of these walls. We're to be conscious to stay in our camera, although, there we go. Looks like our camera got moved somehow. I'm not sure I understand how that happened. All right. Get it kind of crazy looking. And then we'll remesh it. And we'll smooth some stuff. Look at that. All right, I'm gonna grab our plane scrape, otherwise known as strips. Oh, I can make a hole. How did I do it? I did it for just a second. Okay, we will remesh. We will average. Let's go ahead and plane scrape up some of this. Yeah, nice little well recess in there. We'll just bring it all back. Nope, not what I want. This is what I want. Just making some crazy structures. Especially if I can, yeah, get it going nuts like that. Dare I say that that's it? Again, we're not trying to get stuck in this. I think we're going to get a little bit stuck when we do material editing. And I don't want to like lose all of our time. So I think we might call it here. Oh, did I think I might have broken the cave a little bit. Not sure how I did that. Let's bring this out. There we go. And that might do it. So, how do we want to cut stuff? Do we feel 100% confident? The camera reset itself. How did that happen? Not entirely sure how this happened. Let's back it up and see what happens. Okay, we're gonna put you at 70. Why not 75? Oh man, it's like way too short. There we go, that'll work. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'll start cutting. This has been very weird. We need to delete faces. Hopefully this doesn't make like big giant squares. That would be kind of the worst case scenario. I don't have a more glorious way of doing this. I guess I could use booleans, but that's so much work for what shouldn't be that big of a deal. Yeah, there we go. Let's bring these guys back in. They're basically in position. So last but not least, we'll come in here. Try not to spaz out too much. And we'll add ourselves a plane. All right. Not what I wanted to do. There we go. That'll be fine right about there. Although I like it a little bit more full, why not? We'll grab all of you. Get you right on the water. Yeah, perfect. Normally, I'm a little obsessive trying to put things on the grid and move everything to 0, but there's no reason for that. There's no reason we need to do that at all. Cool. We can most definitely shorten this water a little bit. We'll just extend it just to there. Just the minimum. And let's do some, oh, there we go. Let's do some nodes. Cool. So first things first, we want kind of a cave scene. So let me open our HDRIs and we'll grab something stony. I actually wouldn't mind if it's pretty bright. Overcast will do. Whoa. This is going to be a lot to render, isn't it? colors don't look about right to me, so let's do another one. We'll do Highlands. All right, so this cave is going to be impossible to render. So we'll do that last. We're going to start with the plain. Plain is going to be glass. Oh wow, it actually looks so good. That looks so good. 0.15 is probably perfect, although I want it pretty reflective. It's still water, of course. There we go. Color. Ideally, we want a color ramp. It's going to have a little bit of green in it because it's stagnant water, right? But mostly it should be like a blue. That about works for me. And let's add a noise just so we can get the colors all in here. Come on. I think 2D is all we need. Yeah, that'll do. When we bring the cave in, it'll reflect the cave. This is going to be a hard thing to process, that's for sure. So let's chill on that for now. What we really want to do is this opal. And I can actually do the cave on the opal, so that'll be our little test, and then we'll spend some time rendering. Okay, Mr. Opal, you are going to be a real challenge for us. I think it's gotta have rainbow interior. So let's do a principled volume. The outside we'll just set. Oh, it's already got a little bit going on. Cool, cool, cool. So in fact, I'll just do it while I can see it. Musgrave seems correct to me. I think I'm all right to get rid of this plane for now. I just want to see what I'm working on. We're going to scale this thing way up. I wouldn't hate to give it a little bit of an emissive, although that seems to be doing pretty bad for us. Let's do that. Oh, there we go. Tell you what, I know exactly what we want to do. We want to use some math. Nope, you too. There we go. And the math that we want to be using is greater than. Where is it? Greater than. There you are. Oh, look at me. Do I know what I'm doing, or do I know what I'm doing? Look at that. Wow, we've done it. Greater than 0.75. Greater than 0.6. We're just going to give it the maximum chance of being interesting. Nope, 0.55. There we go. Oh my gosh, this is coming together, man. The color is going to be really important for us. I think we'll just use the Musgrave as sort of a random number generator. Don't quote me on that. That's a very bad idea, but that's what we're doing. Nope, color ramp. You are going up here. Okay, so you're there, you're there. Color goes to color. And it's going to be HSV, bright red, to bright red, far. And that didn't work the way that I wanted it to. Why not? Yeah, it's gonna have to be the emissive color. I don't think this color even matters at all. I think we're gonna be forced to use a noise with super high density. So scale will be massive. Whoa. Why is that having trouble? I expected it to randomize a little bit better than that. Wonder why it's having so much trouble. Okay, well, when all else fails, we use a gradient. It's not my favorite thing in the world. And then we'll plug the Musgrave into that. Oh, that really just doesn't want to work, does it? What an absolute shame. Okay, tell you what. Musgrave goes to here. You can chill. Oh well. Oh well it is. Well, I have a different way of doing this. It's not my favorite way of doing it. This is too much processing for something so simple. But it will work. Here we go. Give it some really high distortion and up that scale a little bit. And we got color. Did I want to do it this way? No. 100% no, I didn't want to do it this way. But that's what we get. So let's make the actual volume now. Oh, I kind of want to make it like stronger too, but there's no way to do that. Oh well. It is what it is. Rendering only on cycles because I'm a masochist. And we're going. So what next? We're looking for a glass and a transparent. We're going to add them together. We might switch to mix, but add works for this. Oh, look how gorgeous that looks. 100% we need to go to mix. It does look good though. Okay, we want to keep it mostly transparent. Oh, look at that. Your roughness is going to have to go way up. We'll give you like 0.75. and the colors are going to come down. We're going to do IOR last. So, one more color ramp, we're in. Looking at my reference image here, it's a lot of teal, it's a lot of cyan, and it's white. So let's do this. We're gonna add one of these in. It becomes a like purple, and then it's a cyan, a teal sort of thing. And then it just quickly becomes white. And, you know, reliably, every time I stream, the high school does some sort of thing with the football field, so look out for those noises. It's just what they like to do, you know? Are we going to use a gradient? Are we going to be really boring and use a gradient? Oh, excuse me? What is this? This looks disgusting. No. Oh, it's because the wave was connected to it. Let's use a different gradient. Ooh. Yeah, baby. That's it. A little bit less on the purple. In fact, I think the purple should be a little bit lighter. And radial. Not quite. Spherical. Oh man, that looks good. Now, I mean, this isn't perfect opal. I'm not going to claim that this is the best thing in the world or whatever. This definitely has its problems. But it looks good. And the more I'm seeing it, the more I'm like, it should be less transparent. I'm not entirely sure what to do about these yet, but we'll get there. We got 30 minutes. We're fine. We're totally fine. I was hoping to animate all of this, but I'm not bothered either which way we want to look at it. There it is. That was it. We want to make sure that we get the right algorithm here, but otherwise... that looks to be it. Let's do ourselves a favor here because I'm seeing a problem. This is going to be pure white as well. That's way too much. Yeah, we'll just keep it simple. That looks really good. It doesn't look super realistic, which I'm not a huge fan of. Like, this line here is really dramatic for me. It's even more dramatic now. It's definitely not as smooth as I want it to be, but it does look really good. Oh, it does look good. Oh, that's smoother. There we go. Let's do that. And I'll just drop the saturation way down. Same for you. It's going to be more on the blue spectrum. So let's say 0.65. That outside looks like opal. That looks like opal. Wow, that looks a lot like opal. Now we're gonna play with some settings and really try and get it to go. In fact, I have kind of a nutty idea. Hear me out. Hear me out. Let's grab this. And then I think we want to do this. Right here. Oh, I expected that to make speckles, but it definitely didn't. What happens if I just plug this straight into here? It's very cool looking, but it's a little much, I would say. Why is it doing this? How are we going to put speckles on this thing? How are we going to do this? This should do it. Okay, let's go one at a time. Right, that does it. Scale can go up. Yeah, that looks about right to me. There we go. So what happens if that goes in here? It does it. It makes these little pieces. Let's decrease the threshold just a little bit. 0.45. There we go. To me, that looks perfect. Although it is coloring it really dark. Okay, this could be a job for the ad. Also, get rid of this volume. Let's see what this does. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? There we go. We've done it. To really sell this effect, we need to be doing one more thing. We need to copy this guy, put in another mix shader, do that. I mean, we're problem solvers. Why did that color it? What on earth? Okay. Well, I'm convinced we don't want volume. Instead of transparent, what if we made them metallic? Right right. Oh. Man, this is tricky. This is a little tricky for me. Like, we got it going correctly. But if I color it, it goes nuts. Why? Why is that the case? Why does that change everything? What if we added... Yeah, what if we add like a black? Here we go. Okay, we've added a black. Now let's add that gradient. I think we also need to add the random wave in there. Distortion super high. Oh, we've done it. We've done it. You just need black right on the end. That's the only thing. Other than that, you're set. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, so scale has to be huge. Distortion, detail, all this sort of stuff has to be massive. And it's only selecting one color. Why is that? I know I can fix it, so we'll just kind of experiment here. Come on. That actually looks a lot like Opal without even doing anything. New idea. Swap these two. Think we're onto it. Right. They really just don't want to go, do they? Come on. Maybe the greater than doesn't need to be here. Oh yeah, that actually does work. Cool. We can scale it down or up. And then we'll add the greater than after all of this. Check this. We're gonna lower just about every stat on here. There we go. Nope, definitely want linear. We'll increase the scale just a little bit. And then we'll add the greater than. Well, it was a lot of work, but what we ended up getting, I'd say, is pretty cool looking. Oh no. Don't do this to me. So right here. We're in the same boat as before. Kind of a little bit of a better look, but it's the exact same problem. Man, this is impossible. Yep, there's no value that changes this. What a shame. What an absolute shame. Here we go. There's our fix. There's our fix. I wish they weren't perfect spheres. This is kind of a wreck. Kind of a wreck. I think the gradient might not be needed. I think the wave texture might not even be needed. For sure it's not needed. All right, taking this, we're gonna scale detail up. Doesn't really make a difference. 40 it is, and let's only select colors that Opal really has inside of it. So we'll limit our selection down just a bit. Could be a little bit greater. I think it's reversing our colors too. And you can probably be desaturated a little bit. And looking at it, I think we want to increase our cutoff just a little bit. There we go. Is it perfect? No. But it'll do. And I just realized how much time we wasted on that. My bad. So let's just real quick get the rest of this going. Oh man, would you look at that? That is so pretty. Tell you what I want to be doing here. We're gonna double this. We're gonna double that. You might as well. We'll make all of you slightly different materials. You're gonna be slightly red. You're gonna be a little bit blue and a lot of red. And you will just have a very wide set. So yellow there and purple here. There we go. That red might be just a little too intense for me. So we'll say it's like there. And I want you more on the yellow side and a little bit less on the purple side. There we go. Boom. Look at that. Oh man, I want to animate this, but that is going to be just such a challenge. So what do we want? We want some rock with very high roughness. Kind of broke my little thing there, didn't mean to. It is going to have a displacement. We'll get to that in a second. As per the norm, we'll do a color ramp. When do I not use a color ramp? Absolutely never. They're the greatest things in this. Do like a beach sand sort of thing. And then like a charcoal brown. Let's get it even darker. Somewhere on the purpley side. There we go. This one will also be a musgrave. The texture is very important for this one. If anything, let's swap these. I think we want a little bit of a wave texture going in here. You want rings, you want spherical, you want them saw, and you want them with a good bit of distortion. Cool. That's going to be our scale. That's going to be our detail. And we'll get it going. That purple is a little bit too purple. And you can be just a little bit lighter. Oh, that looks bad. No wave. Wave not needed. We're going to do some input data. Input data is going to be a tangent, I think. Yep. Right about there is good. Oh, the colors are not my favorite thing in the world. That purple needs to be so much less purple. And I think it should be a little... If we make that dark, and we make this darker... That didn't even do anything. 0.3. There we go. It's a decent rock texture. It's not my favorite rock texture. And the displacement. Displacement's going to do the majority of our work for us. So let's get in here, and I'm very inclined to choose Vernoi so I can crack this. I'm thinking Musgrave might be our best answer, as repetitive as that is. Let's try it. It works. Kind of breaks this part a little more than I would like. Why is this... Oh, it's fine, actually. That is too much. That looks very, quote-unquote 3D. You know what? Let's do cracks. I'm cool with cracks. I want something a little bit more interesting. Oh, that looks very weird. Okay, well, we'll try it. Just like that. Should have a pretty high randomness, but it's a little obvious looking. I think if we throw something in here, I'm not sure what. I'm going to start with a noise. Yeah. That's it. That looks infinitely better. 0.5 was fine. Oh, there we are. That's it. That's the rock texture. We've done it. Dare I add a little bit of distortion? Yeah, we'll add a tiny bit of distortion to get some cool waves going. And that's it. That's a rock texture. Now that I'm looking at it, now that we've actually gotten this far, you're going to go up one. Maybe we're good. Maybe we're good. Maybe we're just good. Let's do it. Let's keep going. No, that's too bright. Look at that. Wow. Folks, we've done it. Folks, we have done it. A little cluster of opal. All right, dare we try and process this thing? Let's put the water on. There's the opal sitting on the water. Okay, so this sphere is going to require this texture. And we're going to cross our fingers that we don't blow up our computer. In fact, I'm going to save it while it's doing all this. Oh yeah, you can see it. It looks hella good. I think I want to add a light underneath the water. Let's do that. So we're here. We're going to go ahead and make a tiny little sphere. It's going to be the worst quality sphere you've ever seen. It's going to be tiny. It's going to go right down under that water, just barely. And we'll give this guy to the cave. Water. Cave. And light. And let's give it kind of a cool, weird light to it. We'll get rid of the cave. Go to shaders. Oh, you can kind of see it. Don't want that. You can just see it. That's weird. Okay, well, I mean, if we make the light, of volume, then it's not going to matter. I believe. If we go like this. I say that, and then I can see it. So I'm not super pleased. So instead, let's not make that. Let's just make a normal light. Point light. Dip that down into the water. Or actually bring it out of the water just by a little bit. Oh, that water makes things tough, doesn't it? We could put it inside the opal. Yeah, let's do that. And we'll go ahead and just grab the point. Use nodes. We're gonna do the exact same thing as before. I'm a broken record, but it works. It's gonna get colored blue no matter what I do. So let's embrace that. Noise. Nice and super easy. Let's embrace the blue. RGB is going to be a little bit better for us. And we'll just crank the strength. Set to anything. Can we make it not cast a shadow? Visibility. It's looking like it's just gonna do what it does no matter what. Which is kind of a real shame. What if we put it in front of the camera? Like right there. And then we'll double its strength. Kind of lights that thing up a lot, doesn't it? Maybe there's no reason to double the strength. In fact, I'll decrease the strength a little bit. And folks, that's going to be our time. Like I said, we follow our time pretty strictly here. The final render is going to take a bit for my computer. My computer's been running a little bit slow. But I encourage you to follow my Instagram. And, you know, if you came from here, leave a comment letting me know that you saw this. But yeah, I'm going to have the final render on Instagram, hopefully as soon as possible. Beyond that, I'm going to be back in a couple of minutes with Genshin Impact. It's going to be my first playthrough, so if you want to see all the beginning cutscenes and all the whatever creation stuff, I'm going through everything. And we'll see if it's worth putting money into or not. So until then, I'll see you all in a bit. Peace.